Short course Learn about laying on of hands, Day 10, in-person laying on of hands.
Olá, eu sou Moisés Esagui. Nós estamos agora no 10º dia de Aprenda em Posição de Mãos.
Hello, I'm Moisés Esagui. We are now on the 10th day of Learn about laying on of hands. This topic has been discussed a lot. We have received many emails, and I thank you if you also send emails sharing the experiences you've had with this learning, with this knowledge. It doesn't have to be just about laying on of hands, but everything in your life, the things you started realizing. Our idea is to work together to make everyone better. Everyone, that's the idea. Today, I'm going to talk about laying on of hands, and I'll start by saying that what we exteriorize is the energy that passes through us. You capture the energy from the environment, the immanent energy. The energy of the environment can be influenced by people, who also generate energy, or it can be the pure energy of an environment without many people, or with just a few people and lots of nature. Either way, the energy you receive is encoded by you, and externalized to the environment. That's why we are the result of what we think, of what we are in terms of emotion and behavior, because these are our energetic productions. Don't get the idea that you simply exteriorize energy and there's someone helping you, angels, gods, and everything else. It's obvious that as you become a tool for spirituality, with the intention of doing good for others, you'll have spiritual supporters together, near you, and you'll have more and more spiritual support. I remember that once I went to Chico Xavier. When I arrived at the place and looked at him, there were many spiritual supporters there. As these consciousnesses approach us, we become more and more stable. You respond to things in the environment more calmly, with more, I would say, linearity. You become more linear in your attitude, which I think it also means spiritual maturity. But how do we do a work of laying on of hands? First, I'll tell you that it would be good for the person to remain seated, so that you can exteriorize. At CEC, we do like this. The person sits down, you stay behind, and do the exteriorization over their head, on their shoulders, or the back of their head. You can do 10 minutes of exteriorization, and you'll see that the result is always very positive. Just make sure your intention is positive. That's why I'm saying that each one is responsible for their own energies. So, if we want to generate better energies, let's have happy, healthy thoughts. Even if the person is very unwell, the idea in an exteriorization of energy starts with you, the person who is going to practice. If you think there's no way, yes, there is a way. Of course there's a way. Life is a wonderful thing. It has purpose. Any difficulty someone might have, no matter what it is, there's always a solution. You have to know it, otherwise you think there's no cure, just because the doctors said that. No, it's not like that. So, let's do the laying on of hands. The person sits down. When you start, it's good to say, I am beginning the laying on of hands for this person. To do this, you need to ask their name first, if you don't know it. Then, you lay your hands for that person. Do it for 10 minutes, paying a lot of attention, putting feelings in what you're doing. It's not for you to think nonsense. We sometimes don't pay attention to our work. This is a very serious work, and it will reflect on the supporters that will be close to you. You're going on a journey for evolution. Doing this work is a journey for growth and evolution. You will be circulating and donating your energies, improving their life, the lives of those close to them, improving the path of the spirits who are also there, who are deceased relatives or spiritual friends. So, you do a work of great proportions, fortifying the person and the whole egregore. It's a fantastic and wonderful thing. It's good to be aware of this dimension, otherwise we only see the person and think there's nothing else. No, we're doing a great job. This work is always wholesale, it's never retail, when you do it for just one person. That's not it. At the end, after 10 minutes, you can say, I'm ending the exteriorization of energy to this person. And say their name. That's it. Why do you need to do that? Look, when we exteriorize energy, we can't just arrive and start it anyhow, because all the spirits there will bathe in your energies, and they will also see that they can stay close to you to get more energy. So, it's good to do things in an organized way. This is fundamental because it frees us from difficulties we might have due to our ignorance. When you start, say, I'm beginning the exteriorization of energy to this person. When you finish, I'm finishing the exteriorization of energy to this person. That's it. You've just accomplished a wonderful mission. That's why it's important to pay attention. Can that person receive more in the future? Yes. The person can receive as many exteriorizations they want. That's great. So, the person received it from you. If later they want to receive it again, let's go, do it again. You can even say that to people. There are people who are at a level of suffering and energy lag, very decompensated, and then they are energized and happy. And then you ask, but what about me? It's good not to get involved. If a person is suffering, talks about it, and you get involved, saying, poor thing, what a shame. You get involved with them. You will lose energy, and won't feel so good afterwards. Don't forget that everything in our lives is work. We're the ones who invented other ways of seeing a route that can be extremely fruitful for us as consciousnesses, for us to grow. You make a 70, 80, 90-year journey, and leave this life the same way you entered. We really are surrounded by our beliefs, our repeated thoughts, and those trainings of our society. When you reach the end of your life, you haven't managed to break barriers, so you continue what you were in the previous life. Result: you have a 0 growth score. That's not good. Let's go. You say you'll help with all your heart. If you say that, it means you are helping with feelings. Who helps with feelings doesn't get involved with the others. Do you know when you get involved? When you're working below the heart chakra, that means emotion, suffering for the others. What can we do for this person? You can help the person in the best possible way, being much more than an emotional person. Don't get involved and have enough discernment to make a path that in the end, there is a real benefit. When you create palliatives, you throw energy away. But it's a good idea to guide people, tell them they're receiving the laying on of hands, and that they'll feel much better. Every day you'll feel better. That's the idea. The frequency is important because they can't receive laying on of hands today, and after 6 months they say, "I didn't feel well." It doesn't work like that. We make and learn about our path by keeping going. There is no end of story as we create it. Oh, I have to be such a thing. Don't put that limit on your life. We can be much more than what we can determine for ourselves. So, let's be more consistent and help people. Laying on of hands with 1 or 2 hands. You can lay 1 or 2, left or right. The force of your energy comes out according to your will. It's your will that moves this energy to the other. That's it, the impulse of the will. So, if you do it with 1 or both hands, that's fine. Don't think one hand is more positive than the other, one gives off more energy. No, don't create these theories, like the left hand is the one that pulls energy. Let's not make these things up. Obviously, our chakras have capacities. The ones that exteriorize more energy are the throat and liver. That's real. So, this chakra here is an exteriorization one. The liver chakra, which is next to the sacral, is also an exteriorizing chakra. The others are absorption chakras. Now, guess which chakras are competent for exteriorization? The chakra in the palm of our hands. The foot soul chakra captures. These are exteriorization ones. But all the time? No. These chakras are easier for you to exteriorize energy. They can do that because of their organization. The foot soul chakra is designed to capture energy most of the time, but it exteriorizes if you want it to. It's just a question of will. Now, of course, the palm chakra, when you start an exteriorization of energy, it will give you the feeling of emptying, the sensation of warming up your hands. All the perceptions that a chakra can have, you'll get it. It's a good idea to understand these signs. Don't get confused and say, "I'm feeling tingling. Is that good or bad?" Don't think like this. Sit and write it down, so that you can learn. You may be feeling something extremely positive and think it's negative. For example, hand warming. Many people report this. Yawning when exteriorizing energy, many people report this too. But what's going on? Am I losing or gaining energy? Write it down and see how you feel, because you could be gaining or losing. But don't think that this happens to everyone. Each person is different. In an exchange between 2 people, in a relationship between 2 people, one always affects the other, in a positive or negative way. You have to know it, that's knowledge. Our will and determination change everything. Write this down. Our will and our determination change everything you can imagine. So, energy exteriorization is a simple process, and with the knowledge of all the chakras we've already talked about, you'll be able to have the perception of what the other is when doing this energetic work. You can feel a bit of the sacral chakra, some cramps, you can feel various things. You can feel it on your chest, you can feel your chest opening up. You may feel a pulse in the 3rd eye chakra. You'll feel it. Write it down, see who the person is, and how they feel, because then you know how you are doing, how much you're progressing. In the course of the energy exteriorization work, you'll discover that your power of work is marvelous. As you grow, you learn more and more, until you see images and what is really happening to that person. Because they may say one thing, but when you lay your hands, you see the images of what is really happening. Write down these images you've seen. Don't think it's just your imagination. To grow, we have to invest ourselves. These are the details of laying on of hands in person, when someone is right there next to you. Can you do it in front of the person? You can do it the way you want. The idea of doing it from the back is that the person relaxes, and you ask them to relax and be calm. If they want to talk, ask them to relax so that you can do your job. They'll feel better. Oh, but I want to tell you a story. So, right now it's good that we remain silent. Relax, close your eyes. You'll see you'll get better. We have to bring peace, trust, and get out of that confusion the person is trying to bring to you. Relaxation is fundamental. Relax, sit there quietly, put your arms and hands on your legs, close your eyes, and feel the energy. You'll get much better than how you were before. That's the point of our work. Does it heal? It can bring so much benefit you can't even imagine. I've seen people with cancer being healed. People with a pain they couldn't stand were cured. But how did it happen? It's simple. Most of our problems are emotional, and emotional problems are also of consciousnesses on the same level as us, which are close to us. When you raise your hand to the other, you circulate that person's energies, and the consciousnesses that are there have to leave, escape from there. They can't stand it. The change in the energy's frequency is very stressful for them. To finish, I'll tell you something. When I was in a TV program, every time I started it, I felt a heavy energy, an immense numbness, I'd get sleepy, I felt like yawning. I had difficulty keeping my eyes open, and I had to keep talking. Can you imagine the number of spiritual consciousnesses that were there? They weren't there to do any harm, no. They were there to ask, are you going to talk? Tell me this, tell me that. And you stand there in the middle, seeing that bunch of spirits, who know that you're going to talk about spirituality, practice spirituality, do laying on of hands. What do you think? They need it. When you do it exempted, as it was done on TV, I asked everyone there, do laying on of hands in this environment, please. What I saw was spirits running around, and I remember seeing spirits slipping, going through the wall, something like that. You may think that's silly. You can think whatever you want, I respect you. I'm telling you what I saw, and I know I need to learn a lot to be a little better. You can find the address of our website and our social networks in the description of this video. Check out our content, and if you have any questions, feel free to send them to us. We will guide you, so that you can do this work that brings spiritual growth. Not only that, this work can be done in your own home, with the people in your home, and within the environments, in the furniture, everywhere. This is important. Do it. Do you want a place that is important to do exteriorization of energies? Laying your hands on your bed. Our bed picks up all the waste from our body, and you don't see it. You can change the sheet, but you won't see that the energies are there. Every night you put your energies there. We don't even have knowledge to observe this and take action. Lay your hands with goodwill, joy, and happiness. You'll see that you'll sleep better, your home will be better, those confusions and arguments disappear. Any other question?
fora do corpo pontual.
You can contact us.
Pra gente poder conversar.
We can talk, discuss any questions, and then we'll grow.
Tá ok? O nosso
Our website is in the description. And our WhatsApp number is +55 11 9 74 54 21 16. Talk to us, we'll work and keep going. The next day I'm going to talk about laying on of hands at a distance, and it will be day 11. This one was day 10, in person laying on of hands. If you have any questions, contact us. Cheers, and I'll see you on day 11.
Abraço e a gente se encontra no dia 11.
Would you like to participate in a work of energy giving from afar that is benefiting thousands of people? Click on the link below for more information.